Today on Shooting the Q, we're going to knock out my version of New Orleans style barbecued shrimp. First thing I want to do for this recipe is go ahead and get my PK grill set up for a 2-zone fire. Now once this gets started, I'll come back and pour it in the grill and we'll get going. Now the charcoal chimney is lit really good, we want to go ahead and get it dumped on one side and get the grate in place and get the grill shut where the grill can heat up. And the first thing I want to do is go ahead and get my cast iron skillet on the grill so it can be heating up. The next thing that I want to do to these shrimp, I want to go ahead and I want to get about a tablespoon of garlic jalapeno rub in them, and I've got 2 pounds of peeled and deveined white Gulf shrimp. I want to put about a tablespoon of garlic jalapeno rub in there, about 2 tablespoons of my sweet rub. Now once I do that, I want to come back with about 3 tablespoons of minced garlic. 1, 2. I want to go ahead and I want to squirt some olive oil in. You can use up to a 1/4 cup. It just kind of depends. You just want to bind all of it together and stir it in to make a marinade. So the easiest thing to do is put it in a squirt bottle. Go ahead and put it in. Take your tongs. Go ahead and just toss it around. I'm going to go ahead and take them in the house, put saran wrap on them, and get them in the fridge for about an hour. While the shrimp's been marinating about 30 minutes in the refrigerator, we want to go ahead, now that we've got our cast iron good and hot on here, it's been on here about 30 minutes, I want to go ahead and I want to get about a 1/2 stick of butter in our pan here and let it start going. About 1/2 of an onion chopped up. So I've done yellow, green, orange, and red bell pepper. I just want to kind of saute them down so they start getting caramelized. Now that we've got our onions and peppers caramelized down, I want to go ahead and I want to add in some Better Than Bouillon roasted garlic base. If you can't find this in your local grocery store, you can actually use chicken base. So I want to go ahead and get a couple of tablespoons in there with it. Now once I get the roasted bouillon kind of stirred in, I want to go ahead and I want to use 1/2 of a lemon. I want to get juiced in. Now the reason that I use 1/2 a lemon, we can always come back and add more lemon at the end if it needs a little more of that flavor. And I want to get a few shots of Worcestershire in there. Now that I've got the Worcestershire in there, I want to come back with a little Killer Hogs hot sauce. It's got garlic pepper in it too. So I want to come back with a few dashes of it, and you can always come back and add more on the end if you want more in there. Now, once I get all this kind of melted in and stirred in, it's going to be time to add our barbecue sauce. And once everything is good, I want to come back with about 3/4 to 1 cup of my tangy vinegar barbecue sauce. And then I want to come back with a cup of my sweet sauce. Now I'm going to keep letting that overheat and keep stirring it for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to move it off the heat side. I'm going to go ahead and I've cut some lemon wedges. I'm going to go ahead and throw some in here. I love the accent that it does. It gives off a little more lemon flavor. Shrimp's been marinating for about an hour. I want to go ahead and most people go ahead and throw their shrimp in the skillet to kind of cook off. Me, I want to try to get a little bit of grilled flavor on these shrimp. So I'm going to start grilling them about halfway done on the grill grates and chunking them over there in the broth mixture. As I get these going here, I'm going to keep turning and I'm going to keep flipping. See, I just want a little bit of grill marks on them. Just a little bit. Just get a little bit of char flavor. I love that when it comes to shrimp. And I'm just going to start piling them up in our broth mixture is what I'm going to do. And now that I've got all the shrimp grilled and thrown in there, remember they're only about half done. So you want to go ahead, get them in your pan, kind of toss them around. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of green onion on them for some flavor. Just because I'm an onion man. Now the only thing that I want to do is go ahead and finish it off with a few more green onions and a little bit of chopped parsley. And I can tell you, I'm going to reach in here and I'm going to get one of these right here. It's got a little bit of grilled char on it. I wish y'all could taste the flavor that has.